Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. This is Patricia. Please press subscribe and like and share. This is part 3 of jealousy. So I want you people to be aware. Don't be crazy like I was. Just because they were my family and they were jealous, I still, tried to be close to them. No. The Bible also says if your left hand offends you, cut it off. That's just like saying the member of your family is the devil. But you're going to keep on being close with them because they. What makes you think they're going to be there for you? If they're the devil, they're not going to be there for you. Like I told you, this other man that I told you about, I told you about it on 1 and 2, part 1 and 2. He thought his family was going to be there too after all was said and done. They used to gossip about him too, but he thought, okay, it's all in love. They gossiping, but it's all in love. He gets sick, not one member of the family came to help him. One of the sisters said she had a life herself. She couldn't be coming and taking care of him. Don't listen to all this rubbish. Do what you feel that is leading you to do. Now, if you feel inside of you that no matter what your family do to you or your best friends do to you, that you still have to be that close to them, then you do that, because that's coming from within you. The God of you is telling you to do that. But if you don't feel that, don't listen to these people out here. Do what you feel is the right thing to do for you. It took me a long time to really see what my family and close friends really were. The jealousy that they held against me. It took me a long time, because no matter what they did, I still pulled them back in the fold, because that's my family and friends. My mother said to me one time, why is it every time you try to be successful and do stuff, it always falls through? I didn't know what the hell she was talking about, but it was true. Over the years, I realized it, because those same people that was jealous and didn't like me, those were the ones that I was telling about my business. My success or what I was going to do. And they're the same ones that sent jealousy and hatred or whatever jealous people be sending to block it. And so it never could, really get off the ground. My family and my friends. Because again, your enemy can't hurt you. They don't know nothing about you. You ain't going to tell your enemy, I'm fixing to start a business and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. You ain't going to tell them that. Because you already know they don't like you. And for some reason, even though we could have a family member, we know they don't like our ass. But we still say, I'm finna open up a business, or I'm doing so. You still tell them your success. Why is that? Because deep inside, you've been programmed to believe, like I was. Yes, they're family and friends. Yes, they don't like me. Yes, they're jealous of me. And they would love to pull me down. But deep inside, they love me because they're family and they're close friends. That's what we've been programmed to believe. And that's a bunch of crap. Took me a long time to see it. Get away from people who don't mean you any good. Love them from a distance. The people that don't mean you any good. Because you'll never be successful if you around all that. That's negative energy, and it is not aligned with God. I think I told you on another cassette about this years ago. I was giving consultations, spiritual readings or prophecy or whatever you want to call it. I was looking into people's lives and telling them, about their future. This lady called me from Louisiana, just assuming I did casework too. Casework is when you do, breaking up a love or bringing a love to you. That's casework. So she called me and she says she had a best friend who was married and had children, and she couldn't stand her, and she wanted her dead. Do you hear me? She wanted her dead. I was so taken back. I said, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? I said, this is your best friend? She said, yeah, we best friends. I've been knowing her a long time. I think she went to school with her, and this was an elderly, older lady. She said, I go to church with her and her family every Sunday. We go to church. She says, I can't stand her, and I want her dead. And I said to her, Miss, I don't do that type of work, And I proceeded to try to explain, like, hey, you talking about you going to church and you trying to kill somebody? But she told me she wasn't calling me to hear a lecture. She was calling me because she wanted to know if I could do the work. I told her no, I could not. The lady ended up dying because I knew somebody who lived in the town where she lived at, which was Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I had told that person that this lady had called me. And she said, oh, she knew the lady. So when the lady died, she called me, which was a couple of years later. And she said, you remember that lady that called you about killing her best friend? I said, yeah. She said, that lady died. But the best friend is still living. You see, when you dig a grave for one, dig one for you too. But my point here is that her best friend didn't have a clue. She thought that was really her friend. They were really, really best friends. So one thinking they really best friend, and the other one is silently hating her best friend and jealous of her. So much jealous of her that she wanted to kill her. Now, didn't I tell you on part 1, why are these people that's jealous of you so jealous that they're angry? They're mad. They get angry at you. This is how this lady was too. Because let me tell you, if you get that angry at me, how can you possibly love me if you angry at me because I'm succeeding? I don't know what you would do to stop me from succeeding. You see what I'm saying? This friend was ready to kill her friend through magic or witchcraft or whatever you want to call it, because she was so angry that she was succeeding. But yet, you're listening to these people out here to tell you, still be in the fold of your family and your friends. Still be in the fold of them. Still love them. That's all you have is your family and your friends. And those are the ones that want to kill your ass dead because they're jealous of you. We have to use the common sense that God gave us. We can't let other people follow us, or lead us astray. If you feel in your own spirit that you're supposed to be around the people who hate you the most and most jealous of you, then you do that. But if you feel that you shouldn't, don't do it. Follow your own feelings. Don't listen to what nobody else is saying. I remember a long time ago, I had she was my best friend at the time. And my spiritual mother lived down south, and she was a psychic, and she did different work, healing people and different stuff. So she had came to my city, and when she come to my city, I would help her out. When people would come and see her, I would answer the door. I was basically her assistant. So one day she told me, "Oh, come and sit talk to me." She said to me, did you go to a dinner within the last 48 hours? I said, oh, I sure did. I went to my best friend. She gave a dinner. She said, this girl put something in the food. She said, she is bitterly jealous of you. And she don't like you at all. I was shocked, people. because I always take people at face value. I was really shocked. I had gotten her a job where I worked at, and even took the typing test for her to assure she would pass. The next day when I was getting ready to go to work, I prayed to God to please show me if what my spiritual godmother was telling me was true. Let me see how this girl truly felt about me. So when I went to work that day, I could see it plainly as day. I was talking to my friend. I don't know what I was talking to her about. She started telling me that her husband had dreamt about me and was saying how my legs were so big and pretty. The conversation just continued to go on, and the next thing I know, this girl said to me, I don't know why men like you. Why they don't like me. She went off, people. Off. I seen that what my spiritual godmother said was true. When she finished ranting and raving, you won't believe what she said. She says, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say those things. I don't know what got into me. I didn't mean any of those things I said. I just looked at her and thought to myself, thank you, God. You don't know why you said those things, but God made you slip at the tongue and tell me what you really feel about me. So I asked her at that moment, I said, when I came over your house the other day, did you put something in my food? She looked at me like shocked. She says, well, it wasn't in your food, but I had put something in my husband's food to keep him with me. I said, we all ate out of the same plate, the same bowl. She said, no, I had made y'all separate, and his was in one. I don't know if I believed her or not, because I don't know. I think I went back and told my godmother, and my spiritual godmother, and she said that the girl had she did see that the girl had been dressing and doing stuff for her husband, but she saw she was, she had put something in my stuff too. But because this was my best friend, and we were young then, because we was like in my early 20s, and I still had that belief, oh yeah, she could be jealous of me, but that's my best friend. She still love me though. I continued to be her friend. Years after this, matter of fact, it was about 3 or 4 years ago, when I talked to her again, and I talked to her after all these years, when she was talking, I could tell by her attitude. And I was asking about the people, because I left that city. So I was asking about people that we knew and all that stuff. Come to find out that the guy that I was very close to, she had slept with him. She didn't come out and say she did, but the answers to what I was saying, I knew she had. And then her attitude was like, I knew she didn't like me. I think she said something about, I'm not going to ever call you unless you call me. If you call me first, then I'll call you. Or something like that. But it was just the way she was acting. She had put the phone down at one time when I was talking. I was just talking on the phone. She had just put it down. Wasn't even listening. So but again, this was just 4 or 5 years ago. I began to see what my spiritual godmother had told me years ago. I should have cut this girl off back then. She really did feel, didn't like me. So, and I have no excuse because God let her slip back at the tongue. You know what I mean? To tell me how she really feel. I should have took that and cut her off, but I didn't. But now, people, you show me a slip of the tongue, I'm cutting your ass off. So I just want you all to be aware of the people who are around you. Be aware of the family members who do or do not like you. Just be aware. Keep your eyes open. We are in the last days. And you have to really look at people carefully. Don't keep people around you if they're jealous of you and don't like you. Get you somebody who like you and love you and who will be there for you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Patricia Show. Have a great week.